Welcome to my Infinite Runner assignment, where I will cover key features that can be found in my game. I started off by using the third-person blueprint template. Then I configured different functions to ensure that the player could only run forward. Here are the blueprints I used to achieve this. I then had to ensure that the player could only strafe side to side and that they couldn't turn around. I did so by creating a function that the player could only turn 90 degrees when they collide with a box collision. This allowed me to set the groundwork for corners later in the project. This is how the finished movement script looked like. After completing the movement script, I then created tiles which would generate randomly in front of the player and despawn once the player has passed them. I created the simple path in 3D Max and imported it into Unreal as an FBX file. I then got to work on a script which got the location of the tile's attach point, which would allow the following tile to spawn next to it, alleviating gaps and overlaps. This is the blueprint. I also created the script that would decide how many platforms it would spawn in front of the player, as well as a script which would use an array to decide which type of tile it would spawn. Here is the blueprint. After finishing the tile generation system, I proceeded to create the obstacle spawning system. I did so by first creating and importing an asset from 3D Max. I then proceeded to create 3 spawn points upon each tile, so that I could create a system which would spawn the obstacle in a different location each time. After completing the obstacle system, I then proceeded to work on the death and restart system, in which the character would output audio and explosion particles upon collision with the obstacles. Here are the scripts. After implementing the death system, I decided to do the pickup point system. I created the model in 3D Max and imported it into Unreal to use as a coin pickup. After doing so, I created an invisible box within the tile system. This would be used as a spawning location for the pickups. Then I created the script to spawn the pickups. Here is the blueprint. Lastly, I created the UI widget so that the player could keep track of how many points they have collected. The blueprint for the UI used an input which detected if the player has collided with a pickup object, adding an integer value to the int variable. This would then be converted into a string variable within the UI blueprint. Thanks for watching, now enjoy the gameplay segment.